Hi, third grade. Today we're going to take a look at reasonable answers. Reasonable answers are when you're checking to see if an answer is correct by doing estimating and rounding. Remember our idea of a roller coaster where the 5 is on the top of the hill. Any number that's going to be less than 5 in the place value next to where you're estimating is going to keep you in the same place value. Anything more than 5 or more is going to take you to the next level. So here's an example of estimating and rounding. Remember, we're going to round to the nearest 10. This is in the tens place. So we look at the number in the next place value, which is in the ones. That's more than 7. So that makes me change this 20 to 30. The next number is 42. So I'm going to look I'm changing to decide if this stays 40 or becomes 50. So I'm going to look at the 2. Since that's less than 5, that's going to stay 40. The answer should be around 70. So this is not reasonable because 98 would round to 100. So that was definitely an error. If you take out your math book on page 227, if you don't have it, pause the video so you can get it out. We're going to take a look at these problems. The first 3, let's talk through together. You're going to look at each number and round it to the nearest 10 and then add it up, and your answer should round to the same thing that the answer that they have for the problem does. So 93, 9 is in the tens place, 3 is in the ones place. Since 3 is less than 5, that rounds to 90. 29, since this 9 is more than 5, I'm going to round that to 30. 90 minus 30 is 60. 64 would round to 60 also, so that answer is yes, it's reasonable. This one to round into the tens, the second 1 is in the tens place, so I look at the 3 and the ones and decide that that's going to stay 10, so that stays 110. And this one, is it going to stay 50 or go to 60? Because 7 is more than 5, that's going to change to 60. So 110 plus 60 is 170. When I look at the answer they have, 140 and 170 are too far apart. So I'm going to say no, that's not reasonable. And then 26, round 83, rounds down and stays at 80 because 3 is less than 5. This one's either going to go to 10 or 20. 19 is closer to 20, so 80 plus 20 is 100. Yes, 102 would round to 100, so that's yes, reasonable. So we did those. Pause the video and do 27 through 32 by yourself, and then turn them on, and I'm going to go through them and give you the answers, and so you can see how you did. Okay? 27. You're going to round in the tens place. So you're looking at the 3. Is that going to stay in the 30s or is it going to become 340? Because 6 is more than 5, it becomes 340. 258, I'm looking at the 50. Does that stay in 250 or does it go to 260? Because it's an 8 in the ones place, it's going to go to 260. When I add that up, it's 600. 594, would that go to 590? Or 600, this is close. So I would say 594 and 600 are only 6 away. So I'd say, yes, this is reasonable. This one, I'm looking in the tens place. Is that going to be 430 or is it going to go to 440? It goes to 440 minus, this one's going to go change from 50 to 60 because of that 8. So it's 440 minus 160 is 280. So yes, that's a reasonable answer. Number 29, that's going to round up to 440 because that 7 in the ones place changes that to 40. And then 199 rounds to 200. 440 plus 200 is 640. So that answer is a no. It is not reasonable. Number 30. 725 rounds up to 730. You subtract 235 rounds up to 240. 730 minus 240 is 490, so the answer is not reasonable. That's too far away. 249 is going to round up to 250, plus 573 is going to round to 570. That 3 keeps this a 7. It doesn't change it up. So when you add that, you have 820. That is very reasonable to this answer of 822. And the last one rounds 540 minus, this is going to round up to 70, 170. 540 minus 170 is 370, so the answer is not reasonable. Now you're going to do some practice.